from New York and on the new Hot 97 app. Ebro in the Morning on Hot 97.
It's Ebro in the Morning with 97 minutes commercial free. You don't need headphones, mama.
Okay, cool.
How are you this morning?
I feel really good today.
I don't know if they told you this, but this is your show today.
No, they didn't tell me. I mean, I always come here with that mindset anyway. But
Good.
it would have been nice if they gave me the heads up that it was like.
No, this is the Remy Ma takeover. I don't know if they told you that.
Okay.
Well, and then you have a new song that we got to get to.
Yes, I do. I have a new song. It came out today.
Well, and before we get to that record, I need to know album-wise, because the last time you were here, you were kind of like, yeah, no, the album's good. I'm ready to rock, but you weren't giving us all the information.
Like what? What didn't I give you?
Did you tell us the title?
7 Winters and 6 Summers. Yes, I told you that.
Did you tell us when it was coming out?
I probably didn't, but it's coming out around May.
Around May.
This is news. She didn't tell us that before, so that's news.
I didn't know that.
So like we're picking a May date as of right now.
And you also didn't tell us collaborations.
I
and
don't
producers
believe that's true.
I think she did tell us.
I
think you just don't
that.
remember.
He just doesn't pay attention.
I think that's he doesn't care.
He
That's the sad
mentioned-
part.
he
That's
mentioned
far.
some.
You went far. You went too
He's
far.
not really,
Sad.
the biggest Remy Ma fan.
That's
Like,
the problem.
He likes me as a person.
Wow.
I believe he likes me as a person, but
Right.
like musically, I'm not like his first couple.
What?
Well, remember, and he's biased. He already had a relationship with another female artist.
Oh
Anyway.
my God.
That's what you guys are doing today.
I mean,
But yeah, she did tell us the date, and she did tell us some of the collabs.
I have
Rocky
the
and French?
record. I have that's Rosenberg's favorite record is the record that I have with Rocky and French. French actually I called him the other day because I didn't speak to him in a while. Like he's like one of those brothers that I have. I'm like, wait a minute, it's been like 2 months. Why hasn't he FaceTime me with some random chick like doing something
That's facts.
crazy?
That's facts.
Remy, you're going to really have to stop talking about people's relationships.
Like
and
no, seriously,
what they
like
do
he
behind the
doesn't
scenes.
when he's not in a relationship. I don't know what he's doing right now, but like he's the type of kid like he'll.
Yeah.
FaceTime me with some random chick doing some random nasty
Rub,
like sis, look what's going like I don't want to
check
see
yourself,
that.
bro.
Why would you FaceTime me with that? So I hadn't gotten one of those calls in a long time. So I'm like, yo, what's going on? I hit him. He's like, yo, I'm in the city. He was here for he
Yams
had to
Day?
do Yams Day. And he had to do the I think Fallon. So
yeah, I saw that.
he was like, yo, sis, why you not putting out the record? I'm telling you, that's the one. You're holding
It's
it.
Rosenberg's
You don't
record.
know. It's the one. You're playing with it. I'm like, I'm not playing with it. We're going to shoot the video and it's going to be amazing. I just wanted to come out. I wanted to come out when the weather's a little bit nicer.
A little bit warmer. And now, listen,
I just feel like that.
Can I, for once, because I've been so on it early,
Mm-hmm.
get the premiere of that, or is it a given that Flex is going to steal it from me like everything else? Right?
I
when the
don't
record comes?
believe he steals it from you.
Well,
I think
it's
people
given to him.
I think people willingly give it
You
to
know
him.
what?
over
You're right.
you.
No. You know
Sorry.
It's 7 o'clock in New York City, Rosenberg.
what? Well, we could do it in the morning, though.
We're doing one today. She came by to give us a record today.
There you go.
By the way, and I'm excited for the one for today. But the one for today is a record that everyone will enjoy.
Mm-hmm.
Everyone will love the one we're talking about too. But there's a special sort of New York knock to it.
I have a record also that I did with A Boogie. We shot the video. It's called Company. When I tell you, I really like this. I really like A Boogie. He's like
A Boogie's talented,
like
bro.
no, he's like not just outside of town. He's like a nice person. You know how you meet somebody and you kind of not you expect them to be a certain way, but he's young. He's just getting in the industry. You know how they like
thought he was
new
gonna be
artists are
gassed.
sometimes. He's like super cool. Like he was actually kind of like a little bit nervous, I think, and like, but then he had like some champagne, and then he turned like into this really super cool kid. I was like, yeah, this is fun.
So
It's
we
a
got
dope record.
on what is it? 7 some. What is it?
7 Winters and
Six
6 Summers.
We have Little Kim so far. You said what? French and Rocky on the record.
That's right. Produced by Ari Fraud. Yep.
And then A Boogie.
We have
And then-
French.
And French, I said. And then
Okay.
we're about to get to
Chris.
this record right now. You want to get this on right now?
Yes, why not? I want to get it on as many times as possible.
Intro it. Let's go.
Well, this is attention, everyone. This is Remy Ma. In case you've like been living under a rock and don't know my voice when you hear it, like I have one of those voices that you just know it's me. But
Facts.
anyway, I literally I can't prank anyone. But this is Remy Ma. This is my new record. It just came out today. Make sure you go buy it, stream it, download it, and listen to it right here on Hot 97.
Let's go.
Melanin Magic, Pretty Brown, featuring Chris Brown.
Classic.
Now I got that up north glow body looking like cinnamon. I'm running Right now, I think I pulled a ligament. Fashion killer, a liar, assassin. Vetmon villain, Balenciaga bastard. Got that melanin magic. Brown skin poppin'. Always fly, I stay in a cockpit. I want it, I cop it. Open the door, then lock it. Every time Remy touch the city, stop.
We're gonna play this again.
Okay. We can play it all day.
The celebration of the melanin complexion.
Yeah.
For an artist like yourself who's been in the game a long time, and so, you know, you hear stories of, you know, women who are darker complected talking about how it's more challenging for them. Mm-hmm. Do you feel like that has applied to you in your career?
I think it applies to both men and women in the world. It's just the world that we live in, unfortunately. And I think it stems from a little further back where people were, you know, afraid of black people, like, you know, people of color. That you walk down the block and they grab their purses a little bit tighter. You walk in the store, they follow you around a little bit more. You know, you have a certain name before they even look at your resume. They automatically, you know, push it to the side. So that's just something that it's a very real thing. People don't like to talk about it, and people, like, you know, don't like to bring it up because they feel like it's a touchy subject, but it's something that's very real and that really happens. If you look at some of the most, you know, prominent artists or athletes or anything, most of them are more fair skin.
Yeah.
And
that you look, man.
I don't think that's a coincidence.
No, and you know, it's worldwide too.
That's what I said. That's the first I said. It's in the world. It's not just here.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's worldwide. And it goes back to how we were socialized, right? Through the images of beauty and things like that are, you know, promoted from the media and those that are in power.
And people do love, I will say, shout out to all my all our Latino brothers and sisters. People from all over the world will come in and they want to tell you, they're like, yo, and like a place, I'm very fond of Brazil, right? Mm-hmm. And Brazilians be like, in Brazil, it's not like this. It's like that in Brazil.
Like that.
It's like that in most
Mexico.
Latin American
It's like
countries.
that in Mexico.
DR,
you see the people on
every,
television. They all look white, light, whatever. You know what I mean?
But
and
you
then
go there,
when you go out and you see the people working hard, they're all dark skinned. Even like Israel. You go to Israel, you walk around Israel, you see tons of Jews who are black, dark Jews. You go to Arabic countries, same thing. And it's interesting at this moment in time because you see it all over social media, and I think it's great, the celebration of the darker complexion and the beauty of melanin, which I think this song is
absolutely. But what I don't want people, I had someone, I posted it yesterday, they told me that, you know, they were fans of me, but they had felt some type of way because, you know, I'm putting out this record called Melanin Magic, Pretty Brown, and I always post my husband and vice versa, and we're hashtagging Black Love, and, you know, there are other people that are fans of me and they feel like they're being left out. And I wanted to comment on it, but sometimes when you write a comment, it doesn't get taken the right way. And I've kept writing it and then I'd erase it and I write it because I'd read it back and I'm like, nope. They're gonna say it in their version of my voice, and this is gonna come out all wrong.
So now you have a platform. What did you want to say?
So what I'm trying to explain is that I'm not downing any other skin tone, or I'm not trying to separate the lights from the darks and the yellows and the reds from the browns from the white. But what I do want people who are like me to not feel like they're not as pretty or not as beautiful or they can't succeed in whatever that they're trying to do, because they do run into these obstacles, because I know that it's really a thing out here where you're being segregated or separated or treated differently or have any prejudice against you because of the way you look, because of your fuller lips or because of your darker skin or because of your natural hair, because you're not wearing a wig or a weave or whatever. There are people that I hear it all the time that I know, that I see in passing, that, you know, it's like, I would love to have my hair natural, but at my office, we can't do this and this. I have to be a certain way. So it's not just me, you know, trying to separate anything. That's just my reality. The same thing with my relationship. When I hashtag Black Love, is because I've never in my life I've never been to a wedding in my life until me and my husband got married. Wow. I'd never been to, and the ones that I've been to, like the reception, there was never people that looked like me. There were never people that came from me. You know, my mom, whatever situation she had with her baby daddies or whatever, or my aunts or my grandma, like, I've never experienced that. My husband, actually, he was one of the first people that I had a close relationship with that had parents that were married. and had been together his whole childhood. So when I'm hashtagging Black Love, it's just to show people that it exists, because there's a real bad stigma, especially on television and social media and on shows that like I'm on that portray Black men and Black women as baby mamas or baby daddies or broken homes. Like there are really people that are out here that are married and that are setting family examples, and I want people to know that, because it needs to be spoken about, and I want our children to know that.
Yo, get the record on again,
It's so
Cass.
important, man.
Let's get the record on again.
Do it again?
Yeah, man, let's get
And
to
again
it.
and again and again.
Yeah, back to back.
And I have good news for you. Well, Shawnee Culture, my fellow relationship guru, had not heard this record yet, and I'm watching his reaction, and his real life reaction is one of, oh, there we go.
I was
Right.
paying close attention. It's good.
Thank you,
This is a
Shawnee.
good-
I'm
this is a
glad you
good
like
tune.
it.
And also, because Remy's here, when we play 2 Remy records back to back, you will get $1,000.
2 different Remy records?
2 different Remy records back to back.
That
Just be
sound-
calling number 9.
That sounds like a good thing. Make sure you guys call in. $1,000 could be used.
Thanks, Rem. Yo, Rem, is the story of this song public information?
What do you mean?
Well,
Story I feel so good?
yeah.
Probably not.
I mean, it's not to
it's
bring
not-
up any like salt, but there was never Neo in the video.
I never even did the video. I was so mad I never did the video. I could have did the video without Neo, but I just felt like I wanted Neo in the video.
And what was the issue at the time?
Well, what happened at the time, it was when I was signed to SRC Universal. When I recorded the record, Neo didn't have a record deal yet. And it was so weird because this is part B that I didn't tell you. Fat Joe and Steve Rifkin argued me to the pits of hell because they went behind my back, took Neo off, and used him as a reference, and had Mario do the song because that's who was popping at the time. He had the "You Should Let Me Love You" record, and I'm
Right.
telling them like, this is the guy that wrote that record. They're like, but he's nobody right now. I don't understand. I'm like, I'm telling you, I don't give the name of the album is something about Remy. This is my album. He's staying on it. So I argued it down. He stayed on it. Record's amazing. Down the line, a couple of months later, Neo signs to Def Jam. And Jay-Z is in charge over there at the time. And they wouldn't clear him to do the video. And it was my single. Because Ghostface had his single coming out, Back Like That, also had Neo on the hook. And
they didn't want it
they
to
didn't want it
conflict.
to conflict. And I was like, I was personally devastated because I was just like, that's my favorite rapper. Why is he doing this to me? Like, I argue in high school about him being the best. And, like, one
Instant
of those.
weeping. I love
it. It was like, no, I was like devastated.
And
It's
so
like,
then at that point, you're like, you know what? I don't want to do an effing video. We ain't even
like,
doing
yeah,
it.
it was just like, you know what? And then I didn't like the way things was being handled with my project anyway. I was like, you know what? Can I just get a release from everything? Like, I just want to be away from everyone. And then I went and had a talk with, Mel and the people that be, and they was like, sure, here you go, no problem. No,
And it wasn't, I'm sure, honestly, that it wasn't, obviously it had nothing to do with you. He just thought it was a bad look for Neo to be on 2
No,
armed.
I don't think it was me personally. I mean, I kind of felt like a little tinge of it was Fat Joe's fault too,
I was gonna
because
say,
like
Fat Joe
that was like
Jay
kind of
thing,
going
yeah.
on. But I mean, I just felt like he should have known in his heart
That I'm
how
a huge
much
fan.
I loved him.
I fought people
And
in
he
the
should've just
lunchroom
been
over you
like,
being the best
He should have just
rapper.
been like, I'm gonna let her rock. Like, she believed in my artist before I believed in my artist, so I'm gonna let that rock. But
It didn't
whatever.
happen. But look, your song ended up doing better. I mean, no shot to Ghostface or anything, but that song went very far for you.
It did the whole album, regardless of the sales of the album, because my sales were low on the album. They didn't have ship out enough quantity for the demand.
Right.
And
that was before streaming and all that.
Yeah.
It was really...
So
How many did it sell?
like 200,000, something like that.
I love that that's considered a failure back then.
But
200,000 now, you're having
But-
having a party.
But in comparison, like it was a big thing. This is when I was having all different type of beefs going on, people talking whatever they was talking. In comparison to the people that were out at the time with me who were, allegedly selling records, like the records that they put out then compared to the records I put out then, like I never hear them ever in life.
And your record
Like
stood the
I
test
hear
of time.
whatever, I hear Conceited, I hear Feel So Good on any given time, regardless if I'm in New York, if I'm in, the Midwest, wherever I may be, and I hear them. So, I guess it's not always, I say that to say it's not always about the instant gratification. Sometimes people want that big, huge success and the whole hype around them and think like, to me, it's the ability to be sitting here with you guys in 2018 when my first and only album came out in 2006. I mean, it says a lot.
Can I ask you a random question about that album?
What happened?
I've never had a conversation with you about. Were you super close with the late great Rock Rada? Why is Rock Rada featured on these on the skits on the album?
It wasn't super close, but it was part of the whole Loud Records segue into
Executioners. Wow.
So I knew I got a chance to meet a lot of cool and dope people when I was really young, and he was one of them. So, and that was like in the times of skits where no one really does.
Yo,
skits
it's
on
so
their
true.
albums
The
anymore.
listing of skits is not like a thing anymore.
That was like my thing. Like I was sitting there like really thinking about it. Like, nah, these have to be dope. It has to be crazy. But
Yeah, because skits mattered back then.
skits matter. I you know what? I think I'm gonna do skits on my album.
Really?
You should bring it back.
Yeah.
Let's do it.
I'm gonna put some.
What's the
skits.
album date again?
The album is in May. I didn't pick an exact date yet.
Trying to
but
trip
it's
up.
in May.
Trying to trip up and get some.
I saw that. Like that doesn't
Ebro,
really
what's the
work
album
with
called?
me.
It's called 7 Summers and 6 Winters.
Nope.
7 Winters and 6
6
Summers.
Oh,
There we go.
Lord.
See, we got him. Remy, it took time. We got
I'm
him.
gonna get him a tattoo. I'm gonna get him a tattoo.
First tattoo.
That's gonna be my first. I don't have no tats.
No, I mean we could get. No, I mean like fake ones that we could get. Made.
Oh yeah. Put it
Like
on
I'm
my
not
hand.
gonna permanently scar you.
What kind of lunatic do you think she is?
She was down with that. It was
Absolutely not.
super like.
Absolutely not. It would never
easy.
happen. Never happen.
I mean, well, Pap never had any tattoos neither. He has like a whole Remy Ma picture.
Pap has a Remy Ma tat?
Yeah, it's
does?
like my face, everything.
Really?
Yeah. I'm gonna find a picture and pull it up.
I didn't know that.
That's dangerous.
He got it when I was away. It was like a Valentine's Day like surprise. Like he came to visit me one day, and I'm sitting there, I'm talking to him, I'm just like, what the? Mind you, he's had no tattoos ever, so it's just like you come in here with this huge forearm with my face and my name. It's just like, okay.
Yo, and you were on time today.
Of course, I was on time today.
And no papoose. So now
It
we know
makes
the
you
problem.
wonder.
Now we know the
who's
problem.
the person that makes us late sometimes, right?
Now, Pap is not officially your manager, correct?
Pap is my manager.
But you have
understand
a,
what I'm
but you also have a manager.
So, right now I don't really know. What I'm the type of person when things don't kind of go how I want.
Get out of
I'm
here.
like they used to call me H&F. Like I'll hire you. Like you mean like I don't even have to know your resume or anything. If I believe in you, tell me go. I'm like sure you're hired.
But know that I'll fire you the
Just
same
as
way.
easily, you know.
But now hold on real quick. You know,
Just as easily.
Pap should know though. Pap's my guy.
Pap won't let me fire him.
But he, you know, as
You
We had this
can't.
conversation.
He's your husband.
But
I
I
can't.
can't. But also you need to tell him. A manager cannot make the artist late. That's not how this works. Manager's always on time and is waiting for the artist. Now we learned that
Okay.
Pap was the reason you're late.
But the thing is, what he feels, I've said that. That was my argument. I tried that one. What he said was, but you're also my wife. So as my wife, where's my sneakers? Where's my belt? Where's my wallet? Where's my keys? You didn't wake me up. You didn't get
Wake me up!
Like,
Facts.
seriously, no,
Pap, you're
seriously.
I agree.
You didn't even wake me up.
That's why I was late today.
Like that's what
I couldn't find
when I
my
left
keys.
today. Like I was like, babe, all right, see you later. Like he has my calendar, so I know he knows what I have to do. But I had to get up at 4:00 in the morning.
Wow.
So when I left at like 6:30 to make sure that I'm here on time, I'm like, all right, babe, I'll see you later. I'm heading out. You have my calendar. If you want to meet up with me throughout the day, just call me and I'll let you know exactly where we are. He's like, okay. Later on, he's gonna be like, oh, but why didn't you wake me up when you got up at 4:00? You should have woke me up. No, I shouldn't have.
absolutely
It doesn't
not.
work like that. But
I think you were excited to leave him behind, but that's a whole different
Why?
conversation for another day.
What? No,
Nah,
why
we'll
would
get
you
into
do
it. We'll
that?
get into it. Rem,
yes, I'm here. Rosenberg he's out for the day. I'll be here.
He's stuck in the bathroom.
Remy Berg Radio.
Remy Berg Radio.
Yeah.
Listen, ladies and gentlemen, let's get flashing lights cracking. That new Remy Chris Brown that's available on all the streaming platforms.
Yes.
Obviously, here Hot 97, we got it. We're gonna be running it. And the album,
7 Winters, 6 Summers coming.
I was gonna say
May.
the title.
I didn't want you to screw it up.
I've been
Go ahead.
practicing. 7 Winters, 6 Summers.
Ebro, you know Remy had her fans choose the album artwork?
I did not know this.
Yes, I
was
told you
really
he's
good.
not really a fan of me. He likes me personally.
No,
Stop
I-
asking him fan questions.
She
okay?
took some really dope pictures and let her fans choose the one that was gonna make
can't
it.
And I was devastated. After, that's not the one that I picked. I was devastated. Like when we
Really?
actually
That's
tallied
the
the
one
numbers.
that's the one I like.
I was devastated. You know how like you like I was having an argument. I was like, let's let the fans choose because I tend to think my fans think like me. They was like, all the way wrong on this one. And I had to really go with it because it was my idea.
Yeah.
I mean, I could have technically been like, this is the one.
Don't
they picked,
veto
but,
the fans,
you
though.
know, I let them rock. Melanin Magic, Pretty Brown, Remy Ma. It's available today everywhere. Thank you guys for having me. I love you guys so much.
Remy.
I'll be back next time with the spouse.